Before I started recording this video, I was thinking that I was going to start it off like every other Steven video where, oh no, I haven't posted in 2 years, I'm so sorry guys, I'm going to be more active on YouTube, this, and that. But I don't necessarily feel the need to do that. Crap happens, life happens, we live, we adjust, whatever. So I guess this is just going to be kind of a reflection video as well as a life update video, and just going to catch you guys up on some things. I'm going to do a real brief catch up, I think, and then we'll jump into my current things, my current feelings, my current beliefs, my current whatever on life, lifting, longevity, all the fun stuff that nobody wants to talk about but really does need to be talked about. So let's go ahead and hop into this. So I believe the last video I made was probably, I think it was just a super brief deadlifting video, probably almost 2 years ago. Well, obviously a lot has changed, a lot has gone on since that point in time. So let's do a quick catch up. Graduated from college with my business degree, currently going back for a physical therapist assistant degree, and I'm also working in a physical therapy clinic right now. I'm going to spare you all the details. And that amount of time, I've learned a lot of things that I didn't know before, and I realized how stupid I was being with the way I was lifting and the way I was going about taking care of myself. So, which will lead me to some points later on, just because I feel like things need to be discussed, and nobody's going to be blatant enough, frankly, to discuss it on the internet, so I'll be the one to do it for you guys. Let's see. I think the big thing that really caused me to come to this revelation of what am I doing with myself, kind of with my training and all that. I think a lot of this just has to do with maturity or lack thereof. When I was training, I think it was a lot of ego and a lot of, oh, I want to be the strongest, I want to be this, and that. And that's not necessarily what life is about. Like I said at the beginning of this video, things change, life changes, stuff happens. You grow, you adapt, and you move on, and you hopefully grow from everything at the end of it. So, let's see. I think I was training for another powerlifting meet. I don't think I had officially signed up or anything. I was considering signing up for another USPA meet or something like that. And I go to this Whit Lowry concert in February. Awesome concert, by the way. Highly recommend if you've never listened to anything by Whit Lowry or have not gone to any of his concerts. When he drops his next album, y'all better check it out. Anyway, so I go to this concert and I'm like, man, my back is really aggravated. It was at this venue where there's no seats. It's just like a mosh pit where you're standing for the whole time. They had this balcony up top that I decided to stay at. So I wasn't around as many people. But that's besides the point. So I go into my training, I'm consistently, really in this training cycle, I'm trying to focus primarily on deadlifts. I think I was trying to hit 515 or so at 145 in the competition. I think was my goal at the time. And so, I keep on training. I was deadlifting probably 3-4 times a week, high frequency, high weight range and everything. So deadlifting 4 or 5 times a week in addition to my back already hurting. Well, there was the straw that finally broke the camel's back. I herniated a disc somewhere between L4 and S1 in my lower back. And my training basically came to a huge halt for, probably 3 or 4 months until I got some of the major symptoms under control. Even then, here we are basically a year later. And I think I've deadlifted maybe twice since then. And I think a lot of it has to do with this internal fear that I don't necessarily want to deal with that again. But like I said, you kind of come to this revelation that makes you think, is what I'm doing really worth it, I guess. And so here I am, laying in my bed, injured, unable to train at all. And it makes you think, what are you going to do with your life? I think I had made such a big priority out of lifting that I was missing out on all these other parts of my life, whether that be work, friends, school, family. There's so many other things that were getting neglected because I was prioritizing this one thing, and it consumed huge portion of my life. And so, I'm going through this time where, I can't do anything. And I was basically bedbound for 2 months, unable to lift. Work was a pain in the butt, and I just, I didn't know what to do. So I began to kind of just take some time to look at other things, get into other things, and I think as well with time, I was already getting relatively burnt out with the whole powerlifting thing anyway, and then working at a physical therapy clinic, getting educated about physical therapy, kinesiology, human anatomy, physiology as well. You learn so many things, and then you look at it, and a lot of the things we do from a powerlifting standpoint, like one, yes, it's cool to be strong, but they're not functional, they're not applicable in the real world. And it's one of those things where I absolutely love the powerlifting community, but these young people are destroying their bodies and not realizing how much they're going to pay for it later on in their future. I can be a walking testament to that. Between minor pec tears, between herniating discs, between right now I'm dealing with my shoulders, they're sitting forward in the sockets and they're stuck to my rib cage. All these things that unfortunately athletes are not being taught proper body mechanics, proper form, proper everything. And a lot of these people think that they think they know a lot more than they actually do, which is unfortunate. There's all these resources out on the internet, but it's so hard to decipher between what's correct, what's incorrect, what's accurate, what's black, white, and gray. And, all these young people are following these influencers around who, again, are uneducated, don't know nothing, and they're screwing themselves out because they want to be like this person that they see on the internet, pulling all these girls looking a certain way, whatever, but literally they know that they're actually destroying themselves. That combined with improper diet, combined with the steroids, the drinking, whatever they may be doing outside of what's on film, there's all these different factors that people don't necessarily know what's going on behind the scenes. And so I think I came to this realization makes you think, is what you're doing worth it? And so all this time, I struggled with what the next move was. And I think I've finally come to this point where I can confidently say, I want to focus on myself in ways that I never have before. I want to focus on my longevity. I want to take care of my diet, clean that up, and not necessarily have to look like some super shredded meathead. I want to be healthy. I want to be able to have kids and a family. I want to be able to impact people through physical therapy. I want to make their lives better. There's all these different things that, again, I was neglecting because of lifting and all this other stuff. And I'm not saying that powerlifting is a bad thing. I think it's a great thing for people to be involved in a community, in a sport, or in some activity. But I think that everything comes with balance at the same time, and I think that's something that is overshadowed by people's obsession with chasing perfection. And it's just, I guess the big thing I'm coming down to is eventually, I hope everybody will get to this point in their life where they have this reflection and think, what was I doing with my life? And then make those changes sooner rather than later. So, like I said, being active is extremely important, but I think you need to focus on and prioritize the things that actually matter. So, whether that's working muscles that aren't usually worked through compound movements, do you need to work your infraspinatus, supraspinatus, subscapularis, teres minor, rectus femoris, whatever the case it may be, these super important muscles, and focus more on functional activities long term, and especially diet. I think that's something that is super overlooked. But again, I don't want to completely spiel on you guys. Just wanted to do a quick update. I think if I were to make content going forward, and I'm not necessarily saying that I will make content going forward, because I'm not going to leave you with some open-ended, empty promise. But if I were to make content going forward, it would definitely be still about compound movement, squat, and whatever, but living a more healthy, active lifestyle and not just focusing completely on this powerlifting thing. Will I compete again? Possibly. I don't know. That's not my goal right now. But yeah, so we'll see what life has for me. I want to focus on myself, those around me, and prioritize the things that really matter in my life. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully I will get to the point where I can feel comfortable about making some physical therapy stuff, because I think somebody needs to be the one out there educating younger people about this, and I guess having that experience where I'm at this point where I basically screwed myself over, I can live as a living testament to show people what not to do. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments. Maybe I'll answer, we'll see. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.